Hello and welcome to Dialog News. My name is Liam Shea, and today we have an exclusive one-on-one interview with Bill Hawryschuk, a professor of trades and construction at George Brown. Bill has joined us today to talk about his amazing videos that he's created in collaboration with Trident Construction and the Bolt Charitable Foundation. Videos about what it's like to work on a construction site and what the purpose of each site is by giving us a first-person perspective as to make it feel like we're on the site ourselves. Bill, welcome to the dialogue. It's a pleasure to meet you, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Liam. Thank you very much. Thank you for asking and taking an interest.
Yeah, no problem. So I guess we'll start off with very simple. It's just who is Bill Hawryschuk, who's the man behind the videos. How long have you been in the trades for, and how long have you been teaching at George Brown for?
I've been teaching at the college since 2012. And before that, I worked in construction for decades. I've built over 300 houses for certain builders. I built long-term care facilities and bank branches and data centers and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I bring with me a lot of hands-on experience. So
Awesome. So I guess also just to clarify, you just teamed up with Bolt Charitable Foundation and Trident Construction. Any chance we get a little bit of information on who those two organizations are?
sure. The Bolt Charitable Foundation was started by Mr. Leo Delzato at Tridel, and the purpose of it is to provide financial assistance to students in need, and also to raise their awareness that there are an awful lot of really good careers. And I know well-paying always comes up, but that's not the only reason people get into this. I worked on many construction sites, and you meet a lot of really nice people. Walking by, it might seem a little intimidating sometime, but there's a real sense of etiquette on site, and people really most of the time get along really nicely. So the Bolt Charitable Foundation also has mentoring programs students could sign up for, so you can go along with a plumber or a carpenter or a bricklayer and that sort of thing. So it really is a wonderful program.
Sounds amazing. So I guess what's your inspiration behind the videos? Where did it come from, and how long does it usually take you to make one of these videos?
We had our first meetings in September of last year of 2020. Then it took a month or two of talking about it to figure out what the intent was. And so I started filming in October last year, which is 14 months ago. But with the different waves of COVID, that did slow things down a little bit. I wasn't, things got a little complicated sometimes because we had to follow all the regulations. And as well, I did go through with their health and safety people to make sure that we were doing everything properly. And yeah, so it takes quite a while. Yeah, I'm finding, depending on what it is you're filming, including the time editing and narration and scripting and all that sort of, it can take up to 10 hours per minute of video, because there's a lot of short clips of this and that. And it's quite often I would shoot something and then edit it and then go back and do it again, because I would see something in the background that I didn't like, or something to that effect, right?
Right,
And
right.
the point of this is to make it authentic as possible, because there may be other resources out there. But with my experience, I kind of know where to stand and where not to stand, and get in quite close with the people that are doing the work. So it is a new perspective.
Right. So follow-up question a bit. I heard that these videos were the purpose of them was to create more interest and intrigue for younger people who might be interested in the trades, and trying to give them an idea of what it would be like working on a construction site and what each trade does. So, as a professor at George Brown, what's the type of responses that you've seen from the younger generation that these videos have given them? Have you seen a rise in interest? Has it been the same, or what type of traffic have you seen these videos gain?
There will be five, and two of them are out already. The third one should be out tomorrow, and they've been out for about 2 months, and there's about 16,000 views already, and lots of really good feedback as well. So the intent is that these videos can be a tool for high school students, guidance counselors, and parents to see a little bit more about what different trades are doing on a day-to-day basis. And we haven't quite got to that phase yet. This is going to be officially launched in January. And from there, we're going to start getting feedback from the secondary school system and from a lot more people then.
Awesome. Um, so we were talking a bit, and you were saying that when you, like, for example, when you were talking about filming, that there's sometimes those background shots and like shots are hard to capture, but you're also talking about there are some trades that were very difficult to capture, and
Mhm.
like be it the people involved or just the work itself. Just from your experience, what trades were the hardest to capture and why?
My first encounter with a difficult trade was a forming crew. So that's the company that sets up all of the beams and plywood and formwork that they pour the
Mm-hmm.
concrete into when building a condo. And oh boy, one person got quite hot about it when they saw the camera. But then I go to other sites over time, and they were really, really lovely to deal with. And I got some really, really terrific shots. So, and it's not just the trades, because in this series, I also include what does a site coordinator do? What does a superintendent, even project manager? Project manager was hard to find somebody willing to be on camera, because some people are just, they're just, I don't know, a little bit shy. It's like public speaking in a sense, or getting up on stage or something. So I had some really good assistant supers and finishing supers who would have been perfect for it, but they were just, like I said, a little camera shy. So I don't want to push it. I don't want to disrupt people's daily routine. Um, None of this was staged, and I didn't want to pull them away from what they would be doing otherwise. So I
Right.
would say the first one was forming. You know what else? Plumbing. I
Mm.
finally found a site where there was a plumber who agreed to be on camera, and I needed to get them installing, faucets and sinks and toilets and all this sort of stuff. And the day that you go, they that I went, they weren't there. And then I go back another day, and they're only installing shower heads that day. And so it's many times I would show up expecting to film something, but they either weren't doing it that day, or the people that were doing it didn't want to be on camera, or even when certain work, when it's windy, anything that has to do with the crane. Like right now, I'm just finishing up the window installation on a condo project, filming that, and there's a lot of days where it's just a little too unsafe for them to be doing that. So you come back and you try again and you try again.
Right. All right. Well, I guess in the same line of questioning, on a little lighter topic, what was your favorite trade to film?
Um, that forming crew that I was telling you about.
The foreman crew.
They are still at Spadina in front. There's a very large project there called the Well. And I think through the facilitation of the assistant supers, which happen to be my George Brown College graduates, I go on that site and I run into about 7 or 8 people that are my graduates working there. And they ended up being a lot of fun, because I would be filming them doing things. And even though they have their hard hat on, um, they would say, "Hold on, I got to fix my hair," and stuff like that. They were great. They were joking around, and they were, as soon as they understood what this is for, that we're not we're not spying on them or trying to catch them doing something they're not doing.
Hmm.
I told them, listen, this is to be used by students to give them a closer insight into what's going on and how things are working. They were really quite nice about it. So
That's awesome. So it must have been great being able to work with former students in that sense.
it is, and you know what? Over the years, I just had to look at my LinkedIn feed, and I keep getting notifications that this person is now working there and this person is here, and it feels really good, because I remember some of them showing up to college on their skateboard, and now they're second in charge of an $80 million project. Because I
Right.
teach in the construction management side at the college,
Mm.
so I teach site management and planning and scheduling, and administration, those type of courses. So yeah, it's really something to watch people end up in these really good careers.
No, no, that's actually amazing. So I guess for your students now, as well as people who may be interested in joining the trades, what's some advice that you can give them about their approaching the trades? Some background knowledge on it and just general advice that you can give them?
Um, Brush up on their communication skills. That would be the number one thing. Because you see, I'm part of what I do at the college is I meet with employers where students are placed, and I get feedback from them saying, okay, how did they do? What do you wish we would have explained more of? And it's usually not, they're not saying, oh, I wish they could analyze this report better. It's that they need to be a little bit more confident, not assertive, right? You don't want to be, you know, you got to have the right tone. You have to communicate well. You have to be the calmest person in the room sometime, because there's a lot of problem solving that you're going to have to do. So between that and being organized, being on time is very important. Right. So if work is starting at 7, it means that you start working at 7. You don't show up at 7.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a team, and everybody's counting on each other. And from there, you know, it's not uncommon for somebody working, let's say, in the trades on the tools for you know, a decade or two to move up to being a foreman or another type of supervisor or something like that. And just to add that my construction management students as well, they would start off as a coordinator and from there work them up to like a junior superintendent and that sort of thing. And yeah, communication, attitude, being on time, very important.
Great advice. Well, I think that advice also just applies to most things in general.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I definitely agree. And I guess finally, just to finish off this interview, is there any final thoughts you want to add? A little self-promotion, a word you want to get out there?
I'm pleased already with the number of positive comments and reviews, and even the industry partners that we've shown it to have said, I didn't know that. And that was the whole point of it. You know, you post something on YouTube and you don't want somebody after 30 seconds to click and leave, right? So that's what I tried to keep it short. Tried to, like I said, the views, I'm down on one knee on the ground with people working, or I'm standing right beside, you know, shoulder to shoulder with somebody pouring concrete or something like that. So you have to see it for yourself. And yeah, so it at this point, we're very happy, myself together with the people at the Bolt Foundation, of the feedback and the results too. So, and it's still ongoing. I expect over the next, today's December 9th. So over the next 2 weeks, hopefully the next 2 episodes are probably at about 80-90%. So I want to get those wrapped up and we want to get them out there. So
sounds amazing. Okay, well, I guess, again, thank you, Bill, for joining us. You know, I'm personally a big fan of the videos. They're very entertaining to watch. And I recommend everyone who's watching this to check them out. Again, thank you so much for joining us. I learned a lot today.
great. Thanks, Liam. Thank you very much.
You have a great one.
Bye now.